name is Юлай Шамилоғлу. I'm a professor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and this year I'm a visiting professor in the Department of Languages, Linguistics, and Literatures at the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at Nazarbayev University. So I wanted to say a few words of introduction regarding the proposal to establish an international association of teachers of Kazakh language. This is based upon the experience of language teachers in North America and in Europe. I am also president of the American Association of Teachers of Turkic Languages. So, what can an international association of teachers of Kazakh language accomplish? The first thing is that an international association of teachers of Kazakh language can accomplish is to organize teachers of Kazakh language from inside Kazakhstan and from around the world, and then create channels for communication among them. This is very important for several reasons. The first is that there's so much to be done that it's really impossible for one person to do it all. It really takes a community of teachers and scholars. Wherever somebody is teaching Kazakh language for the first time, the question arises as to what kind of materials to use. So it's really useful to have information about materials gathered on a website or some publication. Secondly, many teachers find that they can't use just one set of materials. They need to produce their own materials too, or supplement materials from a second source. So communication between teachers can lead to the sharing of materials. That's a very important thing that one can do, either individually or collecting materials on a website for sharing. Third, the methods for teaching language have been changing steadily over the past few decades. Teachers of Kazakh language can benefit from these methods from advances in the methods for the teaching of a second language. Finally, language teachers stand to benefit greatly from technology. It used to be audio tapes, then videotapes, then computers, and then the internet, and now, people even use apps on the phone. Since it's really a full-time job to be following just learning technology alone, if one person follows this and shares that information with a community of teachers, this is really much more efficient. The second thing that an international association of teachers of Kazakh language could provide is an opportunity for teachers of Kazakh language to have an annual meeting or conference. This should be an annual conference at the level of Kazakhstan. Of course, teachers from outside of Kazakhstan would also want to participate. I just heard from colleagues in the United States saying they are interested in attending too. Another important point which we need to stress is the importance of research on teaching the Kazakh language. In the United States, the new field of second language acquisition, which includes all foreign languages, has taken off in recent years, and it has become an especially important field or specialization in the study of language pedagogy. Why do I mention this? Because there needs to be more research on the teaching of Kazakh in a multilingual society to learners from a wide range of backgrounds, both learners who are native speakers and those who are non-native speakers. There is also the opportunity for research on the teaching of Kazakh to draw upon international methods and to contribute to international dialogues regarding the teaching of Kazakh language specifically, but also Turkic languages as a whole. By doing so, studies of the Kazakh language and the teaching of the Kazakh language can contribute to the international study of second language acquisition as a theoretical field as well. Continuing on the theme of research, an international association of teachers of Kazakh language could also establish a peer-reviewed index journal for research relating to the Kazakh language. It could be published in 3 languages, Kazakh, English, and Russian. Finally, our goal should be the integration of the teaching of Kazakh language into the international community of teachers of languages. Our goal should be to promote and help teachers of Kazakh language develop their expertise so that they are at the top international level, so that they are in dialogue with other specialists on language pedagogy, on second language acquisition, as equals. You were involved in setting up AATT, American Association of Teachers of Turkish, in 1986?
85, actually. There was a meeting in March of 1985, at the University of Pennsylvania, where 9 institutions sent their instructors or tenured professors. Also 2 government institutions that teach language were involved. So March 1985, there was a meeting. We had never met each other before. For the very first time, actually, we got to see who else was doing what. And at that meeting, it was decided it would be good to get together to organize so that in the issues involving language, we would have a voice, we would have something to say. So there was a committee to develop a constitution, to work on a constitution, which we did, and the constitution was presented in November of 85. So 7 months later, we had a constitution, there was a vote, 26 were present, voted, and AATT was established. We kept in touch with newsletters. Initially, these were mailed, so this was pre-digital world, these were mailed, and now it's all digital. We have a website, it's very important to keep everybody informed on what is going on. We had biannual newsletters, later on it was a bulletin, etc. What we did think of as being very important is keeping track of enrollments, keeping track of who is doing what. We then began to get funding to go after various projects. Let's see, what did we do? We had different curriculum development projects. We did now, since we did develop the proficiency guidelines for Turkish, they were published in 1993. These are all collaborative efforts. That's another thing. You have to collaborate. You have to get together because one person cannot do it all, and it shouldn't be doing it all. Another thing that we had, in addition to the guidelines, which are now on the AATKL, the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages website, officially recognized now. We had reworked them. They were initially published in 1993. We now have a language learning framework. That was another thing that the people were looking for. What in the first 2-year or 3-year sequence, what needs to be taught? What is there that we can all agree on to have? Another thing I should mention, we had different workshops all along, and I should mention in 1994, the Constitution, we had a meeting in Chicago. The Constitution was amended to include not just Turkish, which initially was the name, American Association of Teachers of Turkish. Now it is then, everybody agreed, including all, we should include all the other Turkic languages, and now we have institution languages, American Association of Turkic languages. And in 95, you had your very first workshop in Wisconsin. What did we do? These were actually major projects. We had curriculum development projects. We had, for instance, developed a film, a pedagogical film on teaching Turkish, Sevgili Murat. We had readers, because there were no readers from novice through intermediate. We worked on and developed and published a reader. We published the advanced grammar modules, which are very important for Turkish, that are available to our members. What remains to be done? I'd say closer cooperation between institutions as well as in country with Turkey, with institutions in Turkey, various aspects. So I would say more coordination. I would say keep on working on acquisition, research on language acquisition. There are still problems we're not quite sure. So we need to have some more workshops that stress that aspect. Thank you very much for asking me. I appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to the events as they will develop.
Thank you.
Қазақ тілі оқытушыларының халықаралық қауымдастығы не береді? Біріншіден, тілді оқытудың әдістемелік, жаһандық тәжірибесін береді. Екіншіден, жақсы ой, идеялардың қорын жасауға, тәжірибе алмасуға мүмкіндік береді. Үшіншіден, қазақ тілі ғалымдарының ғылыми кеңістігін кеңейтеді. Яғни осы қауымдастық арқылы ғалымдар өз тәжірибесін әлем басылымдарында жариялауға мүмкіндігі болады. Төртіншіден, бұл қауымдастық біздің мемлекеттік тіліміздің мәртебесін өсіріп, қазақ тілінің мәңгілік болуына қызмет жасайды деп ойлаймын.
Қазақ тілі оқытушыларының халықаралық қауымдастығын құру біздер үшін ілгері басқан қадамның бірі деп ойлаймын. Себебі томаға түйіп қалмай, әлемде қазақ тілін жүргізіп жүрген оқытушылардың бірге бас қосып, бірге ой бөлісіп, ғылыми ой бөлісіп тұруы бәріміз үшін де қажет ақ. Екіншіден, осы қазақ тілі оқытушыларының халықаралық қауымдастығының кездесулері, симпозиумдары жыл сайын немесе бір уақыт кезеңінде кездесіп отырса, өзекті мәселелерді көтеріп отырса, бұл да қуанарлық іс-шара деп есептеуге болады. Және де осы қауымдастықтың ең қажетті бір бөлігі өзінің жеке басылымы болса, сол басылымда ғылыми мақалалар, әдістемелік мақалалар, өзекті тақырыптар рубрикасымен беріліп отырса, жас мамандарға бұл да қажет деп есептеймін.
Тәуелсіздік алғаннан кейін мемлекеттік деңгейде заң қабылданып, мемлекеттік бағдарламалар жасалды. 2001-2010 жылдарға арналған, 2011-2020 жылдарға арналған мемлекеттік бағдарламалардың әрқайсысы бүгінгі күні қазақ тілінің мәртебесін мемлекеттік деңгейге көтеру, оның сапалық көрсеткіштерін оқыту әдістемесінде, қолданысында, кеңістігінде кеңейту мәселелері ашық және өзекті болып табылады. Қазіргі кезде қазақ тілін деңгейлеп оқыту, стандартқа сәйкес және барлық адамдардың сұранысына, қажеттілігіне орай меңгерту, бұл бүгінгі жаңа халықаралық қауымдастықтың ашылуына және сол халықаралық қауымдастық көлемінде жаңа міндеттерді белгілеуге өзінің септігін тигізіп отыр. Қазақ тілі оқытушыларының халықаралық қауымдастығы ең алдымен пікір алмасу, өздерінің инновациялық технологияларын ортаға салу және қазақ тілін оқыту кезіндегі ең өзекті мәселелерді, кәсіби бағытты, контенттік талдау бағытын және жалпы қазақ тілінің оқытуындағы маңызды мәселелерді талқылауға арналады.